So I just got back from LA from E3. I haven't been in years. I learned so many things, met so many developers, played so many games. It was just an amazing.
You were still a whore for Nintendo and Miyamoto-san, weren't you?
Yes.
I thought so.
Smash!
Sorry, I just wanted a reason to use this. Thanks again, Nate, for this. So shout out to you, buddy. This is completely awesome. Rob just got back from E3.
Yeah.
And I saw you posted some videos, and I guess I just wanted to ask, like, what are your like favorite highlights from it? Like your 5 favorite things you saw at E3.
Okay. 5 favorite things. Of course, I'm a Nintendo guy.
Let me
As
turn
evidenced
this.
by my Smash equipment things. That's so awesome. I did go to the Mega Man 11 booth. And they had that, and they had like Mega Man and Rockman 2, the characters, whatever, like you could pose with them. And there's a bunch of like Japanese guys that were standing in these poses, and it was amazing. One dude was like this, one dude had the blaster, one was on Rush. It's like, oh my gosh, this is like a freaking anime. It's amazing.
So you got 4 more.
Okay, so so I'll do this very briefly because there's been plenty of footage about like E3 and all the things that have been going on. So because Nintendo is awesome, I have a preference for Nintendo stuff. I love the things that they show.
You don't say.
I mean, come on.
In case you couldn't tell, shouts out to my friend with their Smith pen giving me the Smith can Smash, the whole roster from Melee. So I got a chance to go to the Nintendo VIP section. So internal me was losing his mind, trying not to like take pictures of everything in video and steal everything that I
Like you
could.
do every year.
Anyway, don't tell them that. This is being recorded. So it was really cool to actually play the games. They're the Pokemon game. Like I got a chance to actually hold the Pokeball.
Let's go Eevee and let's
oh,
go.
Yeah, Pikachu.
My daughters are so excited about that.
So the thing is about the
that's
size
really
of a tennis ball, and it's heavy. And the button that you would push is actually a little joystick.
So it's like a thermal detonator.
It's like a thermal detonator.
That's where your mind goes to.
And it was stop in a bad influence. And it has heft to it, and like when you catch it, you flick it like you can do whichever way to catch it.
I hope
like,
it's got a...
yeah, it's got to have
Yes,
some
it
kind of
has a
strap, right?
And a fingerling thing.
Okay.
Too. Yeah, so there's 2 ways. So it's not very likely that you can throw it, although some anus, I'm sure, will be able to throw it and break a TV. So it does this, and if you catch something, it vibrates a lot. Like it has like a crazy vibration motor, and you can hear what you catch once you catch the thing. Like you can hear the.
Oh,
Does it have
that's
the
awesome.
Pokemon Go like?
Yes, so it can also replace your Pokemon Go. So if you pair it with your phone, you don't need to pair it with Pokemon Go. You can actually carry this Pokeball, and it does the same thing.
When it's inside the ball, is it crying like?
Yeah, like
Let me out, you fucking asshole! I have a wife and kids waiting on me at home.
No, they don't have feelings. Pokemon don't have feelings. It's fine. So yeah, like it cries.
never mind.
It makes sounds and things like that. Like you hear what's in each side of one, and you can transfer everything from Pokemon Go into the Switch game. So you, Dan, who has a ton of Pokemon in Pokemon Go,
I do have a certain amount of
and a Switch, this is right up your alley. It'll be really
That's cool.
Cool.
I'll have to reinstall Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
I know it's kind of dwindled. I think this will revive interest.
I think they had a bunch of unknowns, unknowns, whatever around the area.
Really? At E3?
At E3. I mean, no, they didn't, Dan.
I got one.
Oh, okay.
I'm good.
Yeah.
So 3.
So
3
Nintendo.
more.
Oh yeah, I should reload it because I'm going to Japan soon, so I can get some.
That's right.
Oh yeah, you
Far-fetched and stuff.
absolutely. So excuse me. Sony. So I think Sony had this is one of those things where Nintendo showed Smash Brothers and it was every character, so I love Nintendo's presentation. Sony only showed 4 games. Well, they showed a few more, but they showed 4 games, and I want all 4 of them. So to me, I thought they did a great job. The 4 games are Hideo Kojima's Death Stranding, Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
That looks great. Spider-Man.
Written by Dan Slott.
Really?
Yeah, he wrote it.
Yeah.
Pretty wicked.
And Ghost of Tsushima, which is, I think it's Sucker Punch, or Insomniac. Whatever. Their interpretation of a samurai game.
Of White Girl Samurai?
White people's interpretation of a samurai game, but I can't disrespect it because like everything they showed was actually legit.
Dude, have you seen
It was
Last
gorgeous.
Samurai with Tom Cruise? He killed it!
You are an idiot.
No, the visuals were gorgeous. When I
Visuals
was
look
watching
great.
The streaming, it
Yeah.
was amazing.
Visual is great. I actually got a chance to take a selfie with Neil Druckmann who made The Last of Us, the motion voice actress who does Ellie in The Last of Us, got to like take pictures.
Oh,
with her.
the girl from Growing Pains.
Is she from Growing Pains?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I don't know why I know that. I'm still I'm still
That's a
cool.
little
I think
trivia,
we all
it's fine.
know why.
So we went,
I don't follow her on Instagram.
I was at the Sony after party, and that's where I saw these people. Hideo Kojima, took a picture with him, which is actually the second time I've met him. For the first time, but the picture it's really horrible. It's like me going, Her. This time it's like actually us, like
Because now you're in, man. You're
Yep.
part of.
in.
You're like, I work for Gun Studios,
Yo,
and he's like,
he's
who?
like, who?
No, Jason,
Well,
Friday the 13th.
Actually, let me tell you what happened. This goes into number 3. Like, I first saw him walk
We're
around.
at 5, but go ahead.
Walk around. I saw him walk around. He was with his entourage, as you might guess. And I was like, excuse me, Mr. Kojima. And again, it's packed. Like, it's
Did
like
you
this,
bow
right?
and do
No,
that?
I didn't do this.
That
No.
is-
May I take a picture with you? And he goes, like his assistant, and we were like, no, because he was trying to get like sushi. And I was like, okay, no worries, no worries. Then I was like, I found one of my cards that said like, our game and stuff. So like 2 minutes later, I walked around. I was like, Mr. Kojima, very nice to meet you. And may I take a picture? He goes, oh, yes, please, yes, please. So we took a picture of it. So he totally dissed me the first time. The second time we took a really good picture. So
when you could show that you were a patrician instead of a plebeian.
yes.
Well,
So-
you initiated the Japanese, like, here's my business
Yes,
card.
yes.
Yeah.
And so he had to reciprocate, because I'm sure he didn't give you his
Yeah.
business card.
No, he did not. He's given it to me before. He gave me, like the
really?
first time I met him, he gave me a liquid metal
he's
business
got
card.
it. I remember he gave it,
Yeah,
like, he showed it to me.
It cut you. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, and then you had to be like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah,
This is, I mean, you have to.
Yeah, and I was like, I had my little floppy IBM card. Here you go.
So
So that party.
the lesson here is just print out a bunch of fake cards and give yourself a title and just hand them to people.
Yeah, make sure
Like,
you're thick.
Omar Valdivieso, professional fluffer. Mr. Kojima, please.
I think this is,
Brother.
this is how American Psycho 2 starts. Professional fluffer.
God.
That's future.
I mean, that's
9 point.
essentially what Rob was during the whole E3.
Oh, so much love I can feel. The Sony after party is really cool because each of those 4 games had areas dedicated to them. So, like in The Last of Us 2, it was like a church. And if y'all saw the trailer, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cannot wait.
Ghost of Tsushima, like that area was like bamboos, and they had a white dude playing like the pan flute, and you can't be offended because the dude who was playing is like this world-renowned, like, who's been in Japan.
He's a master.
He's a master.
The Japanese government has recognized him as one of the few masters of this specific flute. Like, and it's a big thing to be a foreigner and be recognized for this.
So people were hating, why are they getting an Asian dude to play the flute? It's like, no, they got the right guy to play the flute.
He's
Yeah,
a
the man.
master of this.
So Spider-Man area was like the city, and they were giving out Daily Bugle newspapers and stuff, which is pretty cool.
That's cool.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. At Death Stranding, you could take a picture with a wax. What's his name? He's in that
Spider-Man.
show. No, not Spider-Man.
What show are you talking about?
The Walking Dead.
Regan.
Regan.
Nope, that's not a name.
no.
Norman Reedus?
Norman Reedus. That's it. There was a life-size wax statue of Norman Reedus, and it looked like you got real close. Like it was him. I was convinced he was just standing there the whole time.
It's scary though. I don't know any more about that game though.
No, you're not supposed to.
It's so weird.
I think you just like walk
So that was the
around.
game that he got canceled by Konami, right?
No. No, you're thinking of PT, which was Silent Hills.
Yeah.
Which, funny enough, has the same character, Norman Reedus.
Norman
Guillermo
Reedus,
del Toro,
and it's what's his name, Hideo Kojima, right?
Hideo
And
Kojima.
Guillermo del Toro were working on it.
Exactly. So
this
all those
is
guys are working
without
on that.
Okay.
So chances are, what they were going to do for Silent Hills, the horror-ish type stuff, is going to end up in Death Stranding.
Yeah, that's
my
what I
guess.
thought.
Okay, so Sony, I thought, did a great job, even though like they only had 4 games, but the 4 games that they had were games that I wanted to buy.
They're polished, right?
Yeah, right. So let's talk about Microsoft. Microsoft probably had the strongest showing. They had so many games. They showed Kingdom Hearts 3, they showed Forza, they showed Halo, they showed Crackdown, they showed that they have these 5 studios that are working.
Gears of War,
They
Pop,
showed Gears.
Funko Pop, Gears of War.
Yeah. Shut up. They showed up Ori and the Will of the Wisps or something, the sequel to the Ori game, the little blue floopy guy. See,
know
I'm
what
glad
you're
someone
talking
pays attention to games here.
I haven't really played that many games,
Oh,
honestly.
that's-
That's
It
my
looked
problem.
nice. It's sort of like a lighthearted, like find your way.
Yeah. It looks
Did
good.
They were. Oh no, I'm thinking of something else.
Okay. So Microsoft had actually a really cool showing. And their gamer area was the Microsoft Theater across the street from where the rest of the expo was, which was good in that it was separated from everything, so they could just really have their own stuff. If it was bad, that means you had to walk and go to it and potentially stay in the sun. And I don't know if you've ever been to LA. It's hot. But once you got in there, there was like, cool games, cool merch. There was for Forza Horizon 3, there was a get in not VR, but like experience where you sat down and the seat was like this and like stuff was blowing in your face. It was awesome. I heard, because it was a 2-hour line to go sit in.
I was like, how did you manage to do that and everything
Yeah. So,
oh no, he'll stand 5 hours for Super Smash Brothers
if it's Nintendo,
Ultimate.
he'll do it. But if it's anything else, he's like, no, I got it.
Anybody.
I played
Nintendo
Forza
4.
1 on the Xbox.
Well,
I'm good.
No, it looked really good. 4K HDR, blah, blah, blah. It looks really fantastic. Talking about standing in line, I will say, I didn't get a chance, since I had to work, I had meetings back to back to back to back. I didn't play that many games. But since I was able to get into Nintendo's booth, that's where I was able to play like Smash and things like that. And I learned that I'm not good at Smash. Like, I thought I was reasonable. No, I suck.
Dude, well, I could have told you that. We went,
Thanks.
Rob and I went,
We should all play.
Rob and I
You'll be
went
better
to
than me, I'm sure.
an arcade bar a couple years ago, and these kids, and I say kids, but they were in college, they were like 21, 22, they were like, hey, you guys want to play Smash with us? And I'm like, motherfucker, Smash?
Wait,
Like, you weren't even alive when that...
Were they like, hey, you want to put some...
Well,
No, they had an
the N64
you
one
could play.
there, right? And I'm like, shit, you weren't even born when this shit was out, son. Give me that fucking controller.
we wholly had
got our asses
it.
whooped.
Just
Like, within seconds.
True.
I thought Kirby's my main, and I'm like, oh my god, they're kicking me. You were out long before I was.
it was bad. It was
These
bad.
guys were laughing. I don't think we killed them, and they were
don't know if we
like,
even hit
you
the wall.
old
It was bad.
motherfuckers need to leave.
So another game on the Nintendo booth, I know I'm going back, was Mario Tennis, I guess is
Oh, yeah.
play. It has a lot, it's like a fighting game. There's so many different moves, and I also met Bill Trennan, the dude who does translation and things like that with Miyamoto-san. He is a competitive mojo, so like watching him play, like there's so much depth to this tennis game, it could be like easily on the par of Smash with how much stuff is in it.
All right, Rob, so you've talked about 85 different things, and we said the top 5. Let's wrap this up a little bit. What are some of the other things that you saw that you really want to put on
For
highlight?
Independent Alley. So just quickly, tell us the highlights and then wrap it
Okay.
up.
So there was another event called The Mix, and they had a bunch of cool indie games at The Mix.
Is that like a car key party? You should leave with a different partner that you came with?
No, that's
I
not
don't think
that's
that's
not
how car key parties.
This is
That's how
LA.
my car key parties work. Anyway, go
This
ahead.
is LA. So there's actually a ton of independent developers that had their games on display that didn't have like booths or whatever. And
Including
it
you guys?
was just, I'm not at liberty to say right now, but we'll talk about this later. So I got a chance to play a few things I hadn't had a chance to see on the show. One of those is called Jupiter and Mars. It is a dolphin. It's 2 dolphins going through like this VR virtual water-esque, really pretty world. It's really slick.
So
really
it's
nice.
one of those environmental games?
Well, it's actually a true legit game, but yes, there's.
Is the controller like a dolphin-shaped controller?
No, because I'll be sure and tell our friends at Electronic that's what they
Omar.
want.
Because what I'm thinking, Endless Ocean, like when that came out.
Oh yeah. Think like Subnautica, but more
Okay.
like atmosphere-y. It looks really slick.
Echo the dolphin
Echo-
in space, which
Okay,
they've
good.
done on the Sega CD.
Okay,
What else
okay,
did you see?
Okay. There's another game called Subcabs Save Humans or something like that, and I know I'm masking
Uber experience.
Uber experience. Actually, kinda. So what it is like
Taxi
a visual.
driver?
It's a
Crazy Taxi.
Stop. I bet that'd be cool too. It's more like a visual type thing, but
Okay.
you are an Uber driver, and you're like the last Uber driver in the world. So it's very post-apocalyptic.
Wait.
You in an Uber.
Who are you
taking
driving
people
around if you're
No,
like the
you're like the
last
last Uber driver in the world that people need to get there or something. It's really cool. Like it's very well written, cool graphics.
Like the postman. He was the last mailman. In the world.
Moving
You're
right
really
along.
selling me on these games.
Moving right along. There's another
Actually, that
called.
one sounds interesting.
Yeah, it was like it was legit. Treachery and Beatdown City. This is like a very pixely 8-bit. You like River City Ransom?
River City Ransom is what I was gonna.
Yeah, like
sounds
it's kind of like
that.
that, but with like RPG elements and stuff. Like it was pretty slick too. There was and then of course The Messenger, which is that Ninja Gaiden-esque game that I told you about.
Yeah.
that flips to a
Kevin Costner.
16-bit scene.
No, that's message in a bottle.
All right.
I want to kill you all. Okay.
Anything up my alley?
Okay.
Indie games.
Yeah, all these things. These
No,
things.
I know,
these
but-
things
And
specifically.
the dolphin.
I think yeah. And so the last thing. Oh my god.
Sorry.
The other one now. This wasn't at the Mix, but more of an indie type game was Tetris Effect. Did you see what that was? Think of Res Infinite with Tetris. So really cool environmental effects, but you're playing Tetris. This is done by Tetsuya Mizuguchi, and actually I met him too. Shook his hand, we had drinks. I get to meet these people.
No, that's great, man. I'm so jealous.
Oh my god! Tetris Effect, like, just think of Luminous. Did you ever play Luminous? So think of Luminous with Rez playing Tetris. Like, I cannot wait for this to come out. It's gonna be really fantastic. So indie games. So the very last thing. This is my number 5. Very last thing to talk about.
Okay.
Last thing.
You keep
cut off your
using
fingers.
these counting things. I don't think it means what you think it means.
It means what I'm talking about, right?
All right.
Last thing, there was a art exhibit. And I've uploaded footage to this called Into the Pixel, where the art directors and actual 3D artists like made art, like art, on display for people to like check out. So it was like a gallery exhibit. Gallery exhibit of like all these different scenes from various games. Like one of the scenes was like Kratos and Artia's boy. Another one was Peter Parker's apartment from Spider-Man: Homecoming.
The movie?
The game.
Oh, they made a Spider-Man Homecoming game?
Sorry, I said Homecoming. The Spider-Man game, but a scene from Peter Parker's like apartment, and it looked like a kid's apartment.
Okay.
Really cool. Gwent and all kinds. Persona 5, they had like a really cool print that was specifically for this show.
cool.
So yeah, and
Were these for sale? Like an actual art exhibit?
Yeah, I was wondering if they went to like a charity. Or
yes,
something.
they were actually auctioned off, and like the money went to a charity. I don't know if it was your choosing or their choosing, but the prints were really nice and like so.
The charity is called My Pocket.
Yeah. So that's E3, and again, like there's been tons of footage, but my take on this was just like really cool.
So let's wrap this up. One game, the game that you were excited for this year, that they gave the best presentation. Best presentation.
Babe.
Okay, I think the best presentation probably went to. There's a new Dark Souls game called Sekaido Tale of Two Shadows or something. It's something like this, and it's like it's not Dark Souls with a samurai, but it's Dark Souls with a samurai. And like I saw this and lost my freaking mind. It was wonderful.
What system?
Ooh.
PS4 or Xbox?
PS4.
Okay.
And Death Stranding, like again, I have no idea what Kojima's doing when he's doing these things. It just looks amazing.
It looks amazing and really interesting, but once again, I still have no
idea what's going on.
That game is about.
No idea what's going on. But yeah, man, it was just a really cool show. I got a chance to play some really cool games. A few games, not as many as I thought I would get a chance to play. But it was great. I'm excited for, actually what I'm more excited for, because all these things that we've been mostly talking about are like early 2019. So early 2019 is going to be dope.
So what about series shortcuts?
Not WWDC E3. So that was E3 2018. It was awesome talking about Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo and all the cool things that happened. What were some of the games that you were most excited for? Let us know in the comments below. Please like, subscribe, share. Be sure you check out the live footage I've shot of the guys on the press conferences and stuff. Thank you very much and can't wait to see you next year. Smash!
I get to use this.
Point it, bro.
Oh, look at that! Right in your mouth! Oh, God, yeah. A little more left. Oh, yeah, that was good. Please tell me you were filming. I can't hold it anymore, Dad! Oh! That's awesome.
It's not your penis.